Welcome to Tales from the Caveside, where Lillian and Chris, we bought a cave house and finca on the outskirts of a small Spanish town. Follow us as we learn to renovate and create a home that we will be proud of.
Well, it's another gorgeous day. Back at it at the tree trimming. We do actually have a burning licence now, which is brilliant. So that's good. We're restricted to what days and times we can only burn in the mornings, and we can only burn up till 1:30 p.m. So that's put paid to what we would like to have done, because we actually thought about it, and it'd be nice if we could have had the fire and then just sat around it on an evening and sort of like just did something different for ourselves for a change. Unfortunately not. Anyway, I've still got loads and loads and loads of trees to cut back and trim, so I better get on with that. I think it's going to take me another 2 or 3 days. So unfortunately there's not a lot for you, but you never know.
So Chris is just back from visiting Glenn and Liz. Thank you very much again for the lend of the tools for the harvesting and the pruning and everything else. It made such a difference. We'll have to invest in our own for next year. And I took the opportunity whilst Chris was out to make a brine. I made the brine this time, even though he did it last time and he needed a medal, so I want a medal now. These are the olives that have been sitting in the briny water for 3 days.
Yep.
Shaking them every day to see if any bubbles come up, releasing said bubbles. What I'm going to do now, I'm not going to show you the whole process because it's a bit boring, but getting rid of the briny water that's in there, which looks like a red wine now.
I was going to say, red wine or blackcurrant juice.
Yes, it's a bit thinner, isn't it? It's like blackcurrant.
Yeah.
And then just put fresh brine in. You continue to do this. You can leave longer intervals between each time. You're taking the bitterness out of the olives. So I will do that now. Well, I'm on my way to work this morning, and we're just taking the dew off the car. How's that? Beautiful sunny day. Look at the frost. So I've been running some errands for my boss. I'm on my way back to the workshop now. Just thought I'd show you what it's like around here. Look at this old building. See how lovely it is. Well, it helps when it's nice sunshine, doesn't it? And this is the church. What I really wanted to show you is just around the corner here. Yeah, it's just so peaceful. It's actually called the municipal washing place, lavadero municipal. Can't see what that sign says anymore, unfortunately. Look at this. They do still have running water through it. And this is where back in the day the ladies would come, or gentlemen, whomever, and wash the clothes on this, use the water, wash the clothes on this, use the water. Isn't it amazing they've still got this building here and still available for people to see and still in working order? Water now goes down into the drainage system. Apparently it used to just go straight across town. But it's a lovely building. So what that sign actually says is you can wash clothes of infirm people between 12 and 2. You can wash not infected clothes all the rest of the hours. The 4 first days. For 4 first days of the month, it's all cleaned out. And grass. It's prohibited to chuck rubbish and stones or anything that could be violent. And any infractions of said rules will be serious. Will be sanctioned. Sorry. Any infractores serán sancionados. So they will be sanctioned. If you're naughty, they'll tell you off. How awesome's that? Right, I better go off and continue with my errands, haven't I? Okay, and it was restored in 2010. Huh. So, better go and do my errands, I'll get into trouble with the boss.
Right, just going down to the bottom part where we did all the cutting to collect all the tree bits up. I couldn't do it yesterday when we did them because our new neighbours were parked on the lane as they're doing work on their place, and I wouldn't have been able to get them past because their van was in the way and obviously I didn't want to scratch it. So, got this little lot to move. All this. So, here's the trees done, and that's our oldest almond tree all trimmed up. Oh dear. I think this might take me a while, and I've got to go into there and do that all over there. Then we've got some more over across the way, and that's before I start on the other field. This is a very, very long job. I'm sure a tree expert would be able to do it in 1/10 of the time. Right, I got it all moved. Well, that job took considerably longer than I expected. So, got even more. And still got the stuff to do inside. So I'm going to have myself a quick drink and then move all that lot. The reason why it took so long is because I've had one of the neighbours came along and we had a chat for a few minutes, and then a guy who used to work around here, he came along too, and we had a fantastic chat. It was absolutely brilliant. He used to work for the guy who does the waste collection and maintenance of trees and things like that. So he said, I've done okay with the olives. I've done really good with the olives. He's had a good look, and he said, yes, you've gone too crazy with the almonds. He said, yeah, you've gone a bit too crazy with the almonds, but they'll grow, which is fine. He said, but you might not get any almonds next year, or if you do, it might be very, very few, which is fine by us. If we lose a year with almond harvest, we lose a year. It doesn't really matter. It's we're done for the help for the trees. And he said they only cut them back as hard as we do if you're trying to rejuvenate them. So that's what we're going to say. We're trying to rejuvenate the trees. That's our excuse, and we're going to stick to it. That little man there isn't very happy because he's been on his own. The past few days we've been coming down here, he's been with us. So I'm going to spend some time with him as well. Yeah, there's a few more branches to bring up, and that's it. Expecting rain any moment, so that might actually put pay to it. And we've both got a cold. I'm sorry for sniffing. And then I've got to do all this, all that lot there. All these trees have all got to be trimmed once the olives have been harvested. Now, we thought these olives were no good. Would be no good for taking in for oil. And actually, They are. So we thought we'd done our olive harvest. To be fair, I'm just shutting this gate. We thought we'd completed it because the other olives were just too small and not particularly good. But it turns out they're also good. So more olives to harvest.
So just to whet your appetite for Christmas, we've been doing stuff for next year, but what I'm about to do here is for this Christmas. We make mince pie vodka. So mince pies being the sweet fruits and spices that you have in a little pie at Christmas in the UK. It hasn't actually got any meat in it, even though it's called mince. And you flavour vodka with it. So to that end, we put the mince meat filling into a jar, add vodka, leave it for steep. In our case, we've had some steeping for a year, but you can do it really, really quickly, 3 or 4 weeks. You have got time to do it for Christmas, guys, if you get on with it.
Yes.
And we're going to show you in reverse order because I've got some ready that now needs to be filtered, ready for drinking.
Yeah.
Do you know the best bit about it? It's not just the fact that it tastes of mince pies. You save on the calories because there's no pastry involved.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you notice, it's another tub that had vermouth in it. But I got Lillian to take the label off so she couldn't get confused.
I say, you're suggesting I get easily confused.
When it comes to mince pie vodka, yes. And the best way to drink it is warm.
Yes. So it's nice to have it in shot glasses or bigger glasses as it comes. But if you warm it ever so slightly, so we actually have a flame-proof teapot. It's actually a cast iron one. I just put a little tea light underneath it, and it just warms it up, just takes the chill off, and it's like drinking mince pies. It's gorgeous.
The solid's strained off.
Yes.
There's still some liquid in there, but it's just not worth recovering. And
that is the liquid with, you can see sugars and cinnamons and things floating in it. We'll leave that to settle and it usually goes to the bottom and you end up with a clear liquid.
Yes.
At the moment it does not look appetising. I can assure you guys it's well worth it. Well worth it. And this is the little teapot that we use.
Yes.
We just pop it on top of the fire.
Well, we will do this year.
Yes.
Because we've lost our tea light candle thing.
Oh, talked about olive wars recently.
Been attacked by the mince pie vodka. It got me.
Mince pie vodka wars.
It got me.
It got you.
Okay, so we've got as much free liquid as we could.
Yes.
From the fruits.
Yes. Basically, I'm pressing. Oh look, I'm pressing grapes.
And other stuff.
So all the fruit that has been here soaking still has quite a bit of liquid in it. Press out as much as I can. No wastage, waste not, want not, and all that jazz. And unfortunately, that fruit is
served its purpose.
done its job. Yes.
So it'll be very, very cloudy, and we'll just leave it to settle, and then
Ready for Christmas.
yes, decant it off again.
Yes. So as I was saying, that mixture looks horrendous, but you leave it to settle, and then take off the bit off the top, and you end up with. No, it's not a sample for the doctors. That is mince pie vodka.
Yes.
Deliciousness in a jar.
Yes. So we did this a while ago, actually.
We did. And literally just smells of mince pies. Yeah, just crazy. It should smell of vodka. It should have that. It hasn't. It just smells like mince pies. Fantastic Christmas presents if anybody needs any ideas.
Yes. We gave some away last year.
We did to local people here and they broke them completely.
Yes, it
What
did.
is this? What are the crazy English people made us?
That's it.
We said it was Christmas vodka. Couldn't explain what mince pies were because they don't do them over here.
No.
But yeah, very, very, very much appreciated.
We also gave some to Andy and Sharon and Think Alive
We did,
for them
yes.
to try.
Yes,
And they liked it too.
they did.